Are surrounded by sluts, sir, including your wife. I know, I talked to her the other day.
You're surrounded by sluts, sir. They're everywhere.
Come on! The weekend has landed. All that exists now is clubs, drugs, pubs, and parties. I've got 48 hours off from the world, man. I'm gonna blow steam out of my head like a screaming kettle. I'm gonna talk cod shit to strangers all night. I'm gonna lose the plot on the dance floor. The free radicals inside me are freaking, man. Tonight I'm Chip Travolta. I'm Peter Popper. I'm going to Never Neverland with my chosen family, man. We're gonna get more spaced out than Neil Armstrong ever did. Anything could happen tonight, you know? This could be the best night of my life. I've got 73 quid in my back burner. I'm gonna wax the lot, man. The Milky Bars are on me!
And now, live from Rule 34 Studio, I bring you a girl whose nipples get extra perky when you take out the door knockers. Here she is, your host, the one, the only, Kinky Kitty.
Hello, 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 and welcome to the show. This is Kinky Katie's World number 451. I am your host, Kinky Katie, and with me, as always, is my absolute favorite flesh-covered fuck toy, the one, the only, Mr. SC.
Okay.
What's going on?
Sure.
How you doing?
Right.
Yay! We are coming to you live from Rule 34 Studio, KinkyKatieRadio.com, and RadioChaos.net. Oh. So what's going on?
What?
Hi, welcome. We got a lot of stuff to talk about
here.
today. I think. What do you?
Why are you looking at me? I've been here. I've been with you.
I cannot look at you.
Okay. Don't look over the wall.
We got a lot of stuff to talk about today,
Right?
I believe.
Right.
I think so. I think
Okay.
we're going to have some fun.
Okay.
I am pretty prepped up.
Good.
Which is good.
Good.
I'm not wearing my beverage,
You got
which
your
is good.
blue tipped silver head wig on.
Yes, I have my blue tip wig on.
You seem less aggressive when you're wearing that one to me. Yeah, I mean it's
I feel I seem softer.
well, it's not the blonde Karen. You know what I mean?
It's not Karen.
Any of the blonde ones on you, I look at it. I'm like, oh my god, you can't talk to a manager. I don't. Whatever.
Especially the really short pixie cut one.
Really, even the medium length one, for whatever reason, I guess it's the hairstyle of the hair. Probably like it seems like I'm in trouble somehow, not in a good way. In a very not good way, if you know what I mean.
Like, oh God.
Right.
What I do now?
Right.
Sorry. Well, I don't know. I'm a natural blonde though. I mean,
It's like, I'm sorry, lady. I'll bring the hamburger back and have them cook it a little more. Jesus, I just bring it to you. If it's not good, I'll get you another one. My God.
Yeah, that's how it should be. I don't know why we're having this conversation. Well, it is International Women's Month. Women's Month.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
I guess.
But I thought it was Black History Month. They can't have Black History Month. I mean, the women got to step
Black
off.
History Month is February.
Right. Well,
we're out of February.
That's right. We are out of February. What do you know? It's such a short little month.
I know.
It's like a stubby little thing, but it's only like a few days shy. You know what I mean?
So I wanted to remind people now, so I do it in time for something for once.
You got to be several weeks ahead of time by the time things get processed.
Well, I mean, there's still audio.
Okay, yes.
So I might not make it to the video part, but, but March 14th is Steak and Blowjob Day.
That's right. That's Pi Day.
It is
3.14.
It is Pi Day.
Right, it's Pi Day. Pi Day
right.
is always Steak and a Blowjob Day. It's an easy one to remember because it's Pi Day.
So you get steak, a blowjob, and pie.
That's the idea. I mean, I think, right?
Well, sure, why not?
Not that kind of pie. It's a much cooler pie.
I think it could be any pie you want it to be, either P-I or P-I-E.
Okay. All right. You're taking the whole idea of Pi Day out of Pi Day.
Whatever.
Steak, blowjob, and cool number thing. Right.
By the way, there is a movie called Pi that is
fucking great. What do you mean?
It's a very interesting movie.
Arlovsky, the director. Very weird.
It's a very slow moving, great soundtrack.
Oh, it's
We've talked
really
about it
good
before.
soundtrack. I know.
Yeah.
I know. I was ridiculed for the longest time by everybody I knew because I enjoy that movie.
I know. And then when we started dating, people they kept asking me, "So, has he made you watch Pi yet? Or Cubed?"
Cubed? What?
Yeah.
I don't remember that one at all.
You don't remember Cubed?
No, don't.
Oh.
Well. No, see what I mean?
Remember Pi, though.
Well, yeah, because that had the epic soundtrack. It's great.
Gave himself a fucking lobotomy.
Yeah, when I was 8 years old, my mother told me not to stare at the sun. So when I was 10, I did.
People make me laugh. There's this guy who recently started following me on Twitter, and he's got the most like goofiest. I wouldn't say the most goofiest because I'm sure there's some that are
the
worse.
Mostest, it's goofiest. It's got the mostest, it's goofiest. What?
Yay!
What, honey?
He said, I've got a fat cock and I make women come.
Uh-oh.
That's what I do.
Okay.
No. But he posts, and all he does is retweet like pictures of other women.
Right.
But his pinned tweet up top, so the first thing you see is a picture of his quote unquote fat cock. It is the nastiest looking thing I've ever seen. It looks like a gooey duck. And if you don't know what a gooey duck is, it's this clam that like looks like the sheath doggy dick. Like it's gross.
Okay.
Like I would not want it.
Well, see, that's the problem. When you put it out there like that, you know, I have a fat dick and I make ladies come. I mean, if it's a glorious, glorious cock, you know what I mean?
If
they exist. There are guys that you know, they'll talk shit and then you go, wow, no, that's an impressive cock. It's nice looking. It's good size. Wow. I'm impressed.
right.
That wasn't one of them.
No.
That was more like
Ew.
step behind the curtain here and I'll show you the freak show kind of a thing.
It's like, all right, Aardvark, come here. It's like, no. It looked just
Right.
Anyway.
It's not quite the reaction he was looking for, I bet. I don't think so.
No, I'm sure it's like
Well, I mean, obviously that's your fault.
but like another part to it which kind of skeeved me out, and I should have led with this, but it was it was like turning girls into women and women into like legends or something.
Okay.
Or, you know,
Words, some other words.
it's like, all right, you're gross.
Some kind of a saying.
Turning girls into women, like
Right.
that makes you sound like a pedo. You
I
creepy.
make them grow up right away. In about 25 seconds, they're all growed. Right.
They're all growed.
They're all growed. You're ready for the strip club now, honey.
And along kind of, well, I guess not along those lines, but no. I guess just being kind of weird. Not weird. There's this person that I've known for a really long time, and he's getting married.
Okay.
In a week.
All right.
And he's been posting all the time, just, you know, oh, it's like, this is the countdown. I'm getting married. I married my best friend, blah, 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 blah. Yet, like every week without fail, one night he gets all sorts of fucked up and he'll DM me some stuff. Like, let me just see your butthole. I want to see your butthole. I got to see your butthole. I'm jerking off right now. I'm thinking of you. I want to see your butthole. I mean,
you have to have some canned butthole B-roll ready to go for that.
B-roll?
Yeah,
B-roll of the B-hole.
B-roll, not necessarily yours, but something that's obviously not yours, like a Persian dude, you know what I mean? Real close up. And they go, there you go.
The hair, really super duper hairy, like
Right.
cheeks and everything.
Like right up in it. You just got to have that stuff ready to go.
Well, and I could also have, like nicey ones too that are like freshly bleached.
Right. Boy butthole.
Oh, Twinkie butthole.
Yeah, no, that's what you do. You send them follow-up shots a few minutes later.
And then I'm sorry
to zoom out.
I didn't want to feel embarrassed and then send like a gaper. Bah. Just like full open.
I mean, at that point, anytime you get weird messages like that it's game's on, right? Like you're completely, there's nothing off limits now. You completely sent me a message saying, let me see your butthole. Well, I get to send you whatever I want now, right? I mean, that's a form of consent, isn't it? Like if you're physically attacked, you can attack back. I mean, it works that way, I think. Online and offline. I don't know.
I would think so.
That's like somebody breaking into your house.
Stand your ground.
So, all right.
There was this dude. Now, I don't know how I would feel about this. He asked his wife if he could go and have drinks with his ex-mistress and a couple of friends.
Yeah, no, sounds like a great idea. Well, yeah.
Well, I mean,
sure.
Because
make sure you bring condoms.
They're married. He cheated on her. She found out. He admitted it. They stayed married. And now he's like, hey, can I go hang out with like
Like, since you busted
Veronica?
me, I mean, we're doing poly, right? Well, I mean, you could choose to do it or not. You could be turnabout fair play. Maybe it's okay with her. Maybe she's been wanting to bang her tennis instructor, and now it's like green light, you know?
Yeah, he said it was a chick from work that he worked with.
Right.
And he said that he severed all ties with her and they were just platonic friends.
Nice.
But they were still friends. But then he said that recently he's been missing their friendship and then asked his wife if he could meet up with her.
Yeah, well, that's that whole the poly argument right there in a nutshell. I mean, they could just bust out and decide, they love each other and want to continue to be together, and yet, I want to bang some other people, and I want to keep seeing Veronica. I like her. She's cool. Could she hang out? Right.
People have been asking me because I posted pictures. I took pictures before I got out of bed this morning of just kind of like sunlight basking on the bare tatas. And I took out, if you guys heard the intro, I took out my rings just for a couple days because I like to change it up every once in a while. I like the feeling because it makes my tits feel lighter. I don't have these gigantic, heavy metal rings weighing down my nipples.
Correct.
Going to give me like Ubangi nipples by the time
your little nippies get all kinds of excited when you take your jewelry out for a little piece.
Oh my gosh. And then you just like grab them and just give them a hard squeeze. You're like, oh my God, yes. Like, this is great. They sit right in your, like in a bra or just whatever. They look really good under a shirt too, just because they're always pokey outy because
it's like
such a big gauge.
It's like shaving just about anything on your body and jumping into a pool. You shave your head, your arms, legs, whatever it is.
But I didn't have to shave my nipples.
Well, but it's the same idea though. It's a very similar feeling. Well, that's what you'd have to do to recreate it if you didn't have giant spikes through your nipples. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm sure with like regular size piercings, it's not quite the same. Maybe. Yeah. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I don't know either. It's been so long since 28 years I've had my nipples pierced.
That was the 1900s.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was back in the 1900s. You had like a tribesman come by and in a ritualistic kind of a thing with a shark's tooth and some puffer fish jizz.
Yeah.
Well, you need that stuff for piercing nipples back then.
Oh, of course you do.
It's a different time.
Of course you do. I don't know what the average size baby is.
Okay. I mean, like 8 pounds is a big, big baby.
Oh, 8 pounds is real big?
Yep, 8 pounds is, you're starting to get pretty chunky at 8 pounds.
Well, this woman got her pussy wrecked.
Wrecked.
I mean, it looked like the grenade just went ¡pwack!
Even a 5 or 6 pounder will wreck a snatch. What are we talking about here?
Well, this lady already is a mother of 2,
okay.
And she said she was not prepared for how large her baby was going to be.
Not a hoodwinked fan, I guess.
Because they said it was going to be around 9 pounds.
She doesn't like Jeff Foxworthy.
What? She was not prepared. Well, they said that the baby was going to be 9 pounds. And already you said
that's a big one. Yeah, I mean, you're getting a big fucking baby.
He was just shy of 12 pounds.
That's a real big fucking baby.
She said, I gave birth to a fucking toddler.
Yeah, well, at least a couple months old, you know what I mean?
Oh my God.
For reference, my kids were like 4 and 5 pounds. They were twins, so they run smaller because they got to fit in the same area.
Right.
You know what I mean? And they were like 4 and 5 pounds. They were tiny, tiny.
I'm going to show you a picture. This is the woman who's holding the baby, and this is 2 days old.
Right. That is
2 days old, and that's the monster.
The kid got a beard, I think. Is that a beard?
I don't know. Oh, they say that babies grow mustaches inside the womb, and then
they grow hair. Yeah.
Well, and they said that the hair spreads to all over their body, the rest of their body, and then they eat it.
I don't know about that. You're in a weird recommended kind of a thing. What? Sounds like witchcraft. What are you talking about?
Another.
You can't even feed a baby fucking whole milk when they come out, let alone hair.
Well, this one
in the womb.
Well, this one be like, Give me a beer.
I mean, they're floating around in fucking amniotic gel and fluid. They could probably just chow down on that. That would be more nutritious than hair.
I'm just saying that's what it said, that they eat it. They absorb it.
Huh.
Yeah.
And then eventually it turns into butt hair. It just means you ate a lot of hair in the womb.
Huh?
You start growing a lot of anal. Just an anal forest.
Yeah, have you seen my picture?
Right. It's weird that you only grow hair there. That is the only spot. It's very strange.
Just my asshole and my cheeks.
It's like a reverse spotlight. You know what I mean?
It's shading.
Right. It's a very odd thing.
It's an ass warmer.
Right.
I've adapted. It's just evolved to grow one. Still on the animals, this dude in South Africa, he adopted a baby hippo and, he rescued it from the river.
Okay.
6 years later, the hippo dragged him into the same river and ate him.
Fucking hippos. Jesus Christ, fucking hippos.
There was another.
My God. I mean, what is wrong with those animals? I mean, what was that movie years ago that they had a campfire and the hippos would come along and it was like a comedy movie. I forget what it was. The Gods Must Be Crazy.
Yes, with the Coke bottle?
With the Coke bottle.
Yeah, The Gods Must Be Crazy or The Gods Must Be Crazy 2.
I saw The Gods Must Be Crazy in a movie theater, if you can believe that.
I did too.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
I don't know when it came out though, but it had to have been at some point because I think the first movie I ever saw in a theater was
1980.
Then no, I didn't see it.
You saw The Gods Must. No, I did.
I know. I'm saying I didn't.
The Gods Must Be Crazy 2 was 89, so that might have been the one.
Then that's probably the one that I saw in the theater.
Very bizarre, and I don't know if
you couldn't get away with that shit today.
Get away with? I don't remember what's in it other than it was like about a tribesman that got hit in the head with a Coke bottle that got thrown out of an airplane. And he figured that the god threw him this and he needed to go on a journey or some shit.
Something like that.
Right. Very, very, very weird. For 1980 especially.
It's meant to have like a David Attenborough documentary.
Right.
Yeah, National Geographic thing.
And then he brings the Coke bottle back to the village and they use it for a tool and they're like using it to knead bread and they're all like, oh my God, this is the coolest thing.
They all fight over it because they all do different things with it.
Somebody gets hurt or something. That's right. Somebody gets hurt with the bottle and then they tell the fucking dude to
throw it away.
You go take this back to God. And you go tell him to take it back, so he's going to give it back.
Yeah,
weird.
And everybody's just like clicking and.
Well, but I don't know what would be wrong with that. I'm not sure. I'm sure.
I don't know. It's been a long time since I've seen it, so I have no idea.
I bet if you had one of your other wigs on, you could tell me exactly what was wrong with it. You'd know all about it then. You got the wrong wig. You got the blue tip silver hair wig on tonight. So you wouldn't really know what's wrong with it.
I have my joyful, happy.
Right. I mean, because we know that's the authority on all things socially acceptable is white ladies with blonde hair.
That's right.
They're the source for all of it.
We saw a thing about this woman. She got a chip implanted in her hand that powers everything in their house, like her husband's house.
Not power it, but it's like
activates it. It works with
like
it.
a key.
Like everything is chipped. Yeah, right.
Like having a key fob, but built into your skin.
Right.
It's kind of like that.
And I mean, everyone's afraid. Oh, they can track you. Blah blah blah. I would totally do it. I think that's fucking cool.
Who's they? You're the one that programs it.
No. I'm talking the tinfoil people that always say, "Oh, I'm not getting the vaccine."
Okay, but we're talking about you're the one. You're not going to Walmart and then they're just implanting. No. You have to order this shit. Go find somebody to put it in. Program it.
Right.
You have to know something about it to have this happen. You can't just go to the store and go get it.
Right.
So you're the one putting whatever it is on it.
And this like capsule thing is pretty big, and then they stick it like right between your thumb and your finger, like in the web end part, but underneath. I would totally do it.
Yeah, I would have a problem.
I think it's cool.
Right. Well, just in the fact that you don't need like your computer, your, whatever it is, you could use it. And, people and the thing that we watch was like, well, they just cut your hand off. Well, they just steal your keys. What are we talking about here? Like, if they need your thumbprint, well, okay, that's a common thing that people have to lock their shit up, their phones and their laptops and shit. Okay, they could cut your thumb off. What are we talking about here?
Whatever. I've been asleep and you've gotten into my computer by holding it to my face.
Right. Right. And woken you up several times by that doesn't sound right when you say it that way. It's like, what are you doing trying to get on her computer? Like,
No, I don't care.
like normal stuff. Normal stuff.
It's not like I'm hiding anything. So yeah, go ahead.
I have to put all the spyware and see what I got. I got to track all her keystrokes and stuff. I'm that industrious. I have to know what you're doing 24 hours a day on your computer.
I have a fucking air tag on the car.
Right.
I know where you're on your phones. I know where you are, where you're going.
I mean, that's part of, why do you think that you all of a sudden want this chip? No, I've been planning this for years.
It's that deep scene.
Right. Yeah. No, you got to water it a little bit every once in a while, give it a little sunlight. And then over time, the algorithm starts coming around. I start watching certain videos to promote the certain videos I need you to see.
And then I think that it's my idea that I came up with it myself when really you have been doing this on the slow, the long haul.
Right. Just so I can track you. It's 100%. Yeah.
You're going to be bored. You're going to be very bored.
There's somebody somewhere that thinks that somebody is doing that to them. I'm not talking about, there are people who work for governments and whatever that people would want to do weird shit to. Fine. But there's some fucking nail tech in Sheboygan, Wisconsin that thinks that somebody's after them for, their
Ceiling
boyfriend.
Trolls.
Right. That's you. You're the worldwide leader in ceiling troll fear phobia. Made up creatures that live in the ceiling.
Underpants gnomes.
Yep. Anyway. What were we doing? The gods must be crazy. That's all I know.
You're talking about tracking?
Somebody sent me to that. Can you believe I was like, 6-7-year-old kid, and somebody's like, here, let's go see Gods Must Be Crazy. I think it was like a PG movie too.
Yeah, it's like PG.
I don't think it was anything bad in it.
Well, back then though, if it was PG, it's so you're like, oh, it's his tits and fuck, and it's like, but it's not Harry Bush.
Yeah.
But,
No, it had to be rated R to have boobs.
No.
I think, yeah, anything with boobs was rated R. It had to not have boobs in it, but you could curse in a PG. And all the violence you wanted, pretty much. I'm pretty sure. I don't know.
Yeah, no one gave a fuck about
Maybe
violence.
Not. I didn't have many restrictions on what I was able to watch or not watch. There wasn't a lot on. What are we talking about here?
Yeah,
whatever you could tune in.
I wasn't even allowed. I've already talked about this before, but I wasn't even allowed to watch MTV for a long time.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
that's when I used to sneak Skinamax at night.
Nothing like softcore pornography on cable.
That's right. Oh, so there's Naughty Dirty Nasty is coming out. There's an Indiegogo for it. I will get out the link, and I'm in that one for a couple of scenes.
One of your horror movies?
It's not a it's not really horror.
It's just a horror.
It's different. It's just like
not horror. Holy horror.
It's like a group of little vignettes of just basically boobs and girls being exploited.
Naughty, dirty, and nasty.
Yeah, naughty, dirty, and nasty.
Okay.
So there's a lot of lesbian stuff. There's a lot of
that sounds just like a straight up porn to me, really. Like you guys just did some kind of niche pornography, that's all.
Yeah, I mean there's
yeah, baby.
There's girls in luchador masks having a wrestling match. There's
you had some sort of a cat suit on with like a
bondage outfit on, and I'm whipping a girl in the living room while Sushi is sitting on the couch. Just it's a whole bunch of different things. Right, there's another one.
And then the pizza guy comes over and we do a little handy blowy. We go around the world with him, eventually doing a face sitting.
Well, we finished shooting in 2019.
Wow. That was a while ago
Yeah.
that you did that. Right.
Because
Right.
it was at the same, because I did that the same time that we did Family Snapshot.
And Family Snapshot, that movie's been out for a couple years now.
Yeah. It's been out for a couple of years. Yeah.
Right. Anyway.
So there's something that's in there. I don't know if Satan Lives. I know that that's out now, but I don't.
Rise of the Illuminati Hotties.
Right. They had just, there was
I only
another.
remember the tagline to that one. That's like
I know.
tagline.
Satan Lives, and then
Rise of the Illuminati Hotties.
Rise of the Illuminati Hotties. Well, they did an interview on it that I watched today. Sean Donahue had kind of tipped me off on it.
The writer, producer, director that you work with a lot in these movies.
Yes.
Okay.
That too. And they liked the clown scene.
They did.
They did. They liked the clown scene.
Which is the scene that you
The
did.
scene that I did with Bob Glazer.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know if Mr. Tickle's dildo repair, if that commercial is in that movie too.
Okay. I don't know what you
I
act
didn't
like I was
remember.
there when you like I wasn't there when you did these. I'm like I was around, but I didn't go with you. Like I don't chaperone you. Just so all of you out there understand, I don't actually chaperone her to any like she goes from films and he comes back and goes, "Hey, I filmed today." Covered in some kind of fucking sticky syrup usually. Like there's chocolate all over her. I don't really know what's going on, really. I don't know. But it seems sweaty and sticky, usually.
It usually
In a
is.
shed somewhere.
Zip tie.
Kind of weird, now that I think about it. Yeah, I went to a shed in the woods, honey. They covered me in chocolate sauce, and then I licked another girl's pussy, then her butthole. She got some great boobies. Good nipple game.
Then we ran around screaming. That's not in the movie, though. No.
And Bob waved his dick at us.
He slacked me with it. And then tomorrow we gotta go to this hotel.
Right.
We gotta be real quiet.
Right.
I think it's so funny. It's like, if you don't know where it is, call me. Like, call one of us. Don't go to the front desk saying, where are they shooting the movie?
Yeah, no, because nobody knows that you're shooting a movie. What are you
right.
talking about? We're telling them.
There's a lot of people shoot porn.
We just
even
pull
if
up.
you're not doing porn.
Right. I mean, we went and met somebody in a hotel to watch them poo on each other and roll around naked.
Yeah,
The
we
whole
did.
Group of them.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, the hotel definitely didn't know that was going on in there.
No, they did not.
No, that's exactly where you want to do something like that. You don't want to do that at home. You got to clean up.
Well, they did clean up though. They put down latex
Rubber.
tarps and shit
Right.
before before they got started, and they did clean up.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it wasn't as bad as we got at one fetish party.
Right. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. I'm not saying.
I don't know either.
Anyway, we're going to go to episode of Rule 34, and when we come back, we're going to have a lot more stuff to talk about, so stick around. And welcome back to Kinky Katie's World, Rule 34 Studio, KinkyKatieRadio.com, and RadioCast.net. You can get me on Twitter at KinkyKatieRadio, KinkyKatieRadio.com, KinkyKatieRadio@gmail.com. You can Google me, because I like it. You can also get me on Instagram and YouTube. Hey, did you hear about the boy that was born without eyelids?
What? That doesn't sound like fun at all.
Now they had to use his foreskin to make new ones. He's all right, but he's just a little cockeyed.
I should have seen that coming. And as a matter of, you know what's funny is it reminds me of that Anthony Jeselnik bit when Diddy does telling his neighbor that his wife was dead because he doesn't remember. I am sure you have told me that several times, and I never remember it. And yet, I think you've gotten me on it maybe a dozen times at least. That's shameful.
For who?
For me.
you would consider this shameful or not, but this kid who can't even grow a mustache, I mean, it's like 5 little hairs, and he's like, thinks he's big and bad. He got a realistic pussy on the side of his face. Tattooed. I'm sorry, I should specify this, tattooed.
Okay, well, he could have, maybe it's not a pussy.
That's a cunt face.
He's got could be.
It could be. What else could it be?
I don't know. Theoretically, allegedly, cunt. Really? I mean, I don't know. Seems like an odd choice, really.
If this kid ever goes to jail, he's just begging for someone to just fucking shove a knife through his cheek and fuck his face.
Okay. Wow, you go straight to the face fucking there on it. I don't know.
He's got a coochie on his face.
It's like a way to label so everybody understands I'm a pussy. But I mean, so they know right away. You don't have to worry about me. I'm a pussy.
I do think it's kind of funny too how if he grows sideburns, it's a hairy pussy. Because it is. It's from like it's on the side of his face, between his cheek and his ear. So it's right there, and it's the whole fucking side of his face.
Okay. Yes, I know. Very realistic too. Black and gray. Nice tattoo, really.
Yeah.
It's it's
tiny
pretty well done. Well, it's a little tiny pussy. It's on a face. I mean, it's like that big. You can have like a mitt. Really. I mean, they could have just gone wild and used some like neck rolls or something to like make it like 3-dimensional,
Or if the guy had a butt chin, they could have made it like a little open with little like.
Now you're just going weird. Now you're just being. Oh,
now
strange.
I'm weird.
It's okay on the side of the face.
I'm weird.
On the chin, really. It's an odd placement, really. Doesn't flow.
They have a Musk Athletic Cup muzzle.
Okay.
Which
what?
Yeah, I'll show you a picture.
It's just a jockstrap.
It's a jockstrap, but it's got leather strap to it that you strap it to your face.
Okay. Right. Well, mouth and nose protection. It works. Sure.
Yeah.
Well, I mean there's no way you're getting that on. I mean, you could just put it on your balls, I guess. I mean, whatever. Dick face. It'd be good for that kid with the vag face tattoo. He can cover it up. That looks like something Mad Max style to me. That looks like something one of the
if you painted it a different color, not if you just left it white. But I mean,
maybe there's a white gang there in Australia. I don't know.
Not so Mad Max. No. I don't know. There's a lot of naked professions out there.
Okay.
Did you know that? Not just like
topless
stripper
maids and.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about not just those two. I mean, there are more than you'd think.
But the people who work in the trap houses that are dealing with the drugs for the big drug dealers, so they know that the girls aren't stealing the drug. That was out of like New Jack City, I think.
I didn't even know, and I can't open up the article because I'm not subscribed to that website. I ran out of articles, so guess what? You'll have to look at it yourself.
What were you talking about?
Naked professions, like
naked professions,
like anything that you can think of. You can do
it nude.
You can
bartender,
find someone to
naked.
get it. Well, bartender, yes, but I mean plumber.
No, negative.
You need naked plumbing.
I'm going to tell you right away, from a literal professional plumber, you do not want to do that naked. I don't care. I wouldn't know. Negative. That's a bad idea. I know. I do not agree with that. It's not a good idea.
Oh, but they have naked carpenters. Not just. Remember, we talked about that dude
it's
the other.
A better idea than plumber. Really.
Ago.
I mean, plumber. You're dealing with the worst stuff in the world. You do not want to be clothless.
Right.
You don't want to be rolling around in the stuff you got to roll around in. You don't want to have anything to do with that naked.
Well,
you want 2 or 3 layers on.
Well, you can find someone that will come to your house.
People are weird.
And
what's wrong with them?
Plumb naked.
Who touched them?
Well,
somebody definitely touched them.
Maybe they like it that way.
Yeah, because the priest touched them and made them do plumbing, and now they're the naked plumber. That's what happened. A nice, methadone addiction or something.
It's the only way I can get by.
They like the oxys. I don't know. That's probably why.
I have to do it naked because I'm a klepto and I gotta make sure I don't steal nothing.
There's like 0% chance that, there's like no dollar amount somebody could offer me to come to their house and plumb nude. I'm not doing it. Like, you could almost give me anything you want to. No, negative. Well, you see, the prince needs to know that you're not going to come in with a weapon. Okay, I definitely don't need to be there then. Like, you're stripping people down to have... No.
I don't even like to hang around here naked.
This is my point, let alone go to some strange person's house and do some plumbing? What?
Yeah, but if
we're not talking about practice.
Plumbing.
This is plumbing. Weird reference too. Very weird reference.
That's all right.
That's an old one.
That's okay.
You got it. That's the important part.
What if that was somebody's kink? Like, what if that's what they liked? What if they're like, yeah, I want it to be as nasty as possible. I want to.
Okay. Well, then that's fine.
Like a restaurant grease trap. Look on your face. You're like gonna hork.
It's literally the worst thing. Like, just take it from me. Take it from me. There are things that are foul in the plumbing industry. Trust me. The stuff that comes out of a restaurant kitchen that sits in oh my God, it is the worst. I would rather roll around in a septic tank. I would rather swim in a septic tank than swim in a grease trap.
But you know that there are people out there that are like, oh my God, I want to slather it on like lotion. I know, but people are out there and that's their thing. Some people fuck cars that we just talked about. Ooh. Some people want to be gooey.
I have to bring you close to one of these someday. So
no, thank you.
No, you need to really.
I don't.
You really need to understand what the statement you just said.
I've worked in the back of a restaurant. Yeah, I know.
Oh, you have to get it.
Must we even go back to that story that was a few years ago that guy wanted to eat things of mine?
Yeah, but that's that.
Okay.
Still not a grease trap, like I said. Anyway, it's fun for all, really, of the people listening and watching. Yeah. Just trust me when I say the people who have to deal with kitchen stuff.
Yeah, you should be nice to surface people.
Or not. They're probably not going to be nice to you, so whatever. Turnabout's fair play. Whatever. I'm not going to get butthurt about it. Just don't be mad at me when I'm surly.
Someone wanted to remind me that back in the day, tiny dicks were all the rage.
They were the rage.
They were, and that's why almost all of the statues that you see in
Greek and Romans,
right? They all had little weens.
Well, not big weens. They were growers, not showers.
How do you know? Maybe they just were just all micro penis, and they're just like,
you forget what I was in my previous lives. I was all of them gods and stuff in my previous lives. So obviously, I was giant size swinging. But it retracts, you know what I mean? It's like, it's like having the smart cock of the 20th century, but this is back in the sway back whenever this was.
So it's telescopic. Yeah,
it goes back in for protection and comes out when it needs to come out. It's smart like that.
It's like a turtle. Have you ever seen their head? They poke all this. So it's turtling because it's like poked into your body.
It's not just like a dumb appendage. It just flops out and gets cut off by the first thing that walks by. No, you have to command it to come out.
Come here.
That's not how you do it. That's not how you do it. No, it's a little better. Getting colder.
I'll suck it out. Or you just push on both sides of it with your hands, like, like just push it, just pop it out.
Wouldn't it be convenient if it works that way? You know what I mean? No matter what drugs you're on or whatever, you just what?
But that could make things a little awkward sometimes. Like, say you're walking by something, you accidentally like slam your crotch into like a table or something, and all of a sudden, boom, you got a hard on.
That's way better than being a teenager and trying to just not have a hard on.
Well, I didn't have to worry about that though.
Right? So, no, but everybody else that had a dick and balls. This is the curse of the dick and balls that you know nothing of.
The curse of the dick and balls.
You know nothing of it. You don't know the weight that it has. It's very, very heavy, and you don't understand the responsibility of having any of that tackle at all.
You're right, I don't.
You don't get it. You don't get it.
Well, that's like the other day. You're like, I've got to adjust. My nuts are twisted. I'm like, what?
Well, they're not really twisted.
Wrapped up in the Jeep.
Just the skin. It's loose skin, and it can get uncomfortable in a waffly way.
Well, that's why some women, that's why they get vagoplasties, because they have a little bit of roast beef itch going on, a little Arby's action, and it bothers them. It's irritating. They have to cut it off. I think they call them dog ears, which doesn't sound very nice, but I've heard plastic surgeons call them dog ears.
I'm sure they don't do it right in front of the customer. Maybe they do when they're sleeping.
Because we were talking about it a long time ago when we talked about an article. This woman, she got it done and she made jewelry out of it.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is a hound dog down there.
Bitch got basset ears. It's like Dumbo.
Right. Goofy. You have goofy ears for labia.
Man, you got a goofy ass pussy.
Well, I don't know. I don't know that I wouldn't be into it. I'd have to see it first to know that I wouldn't be into it.
She takes her pants down. Gulp. Gosh.
Somehow that would be a lot better than the person who liked to roll around in grease traps, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I would think so, because, I mean, that's just skin. What are you going to do?
Right.
Cut it off or not.
Yeah, you just want to wrap it around your stuff, and I don't know what you do. Somebody'd figure it out, though.
Of course. You live with it. I mean, I don't know, do you tuck it up inside and then unfurl it? Or like, what do you do?
What's the etiquette on that, really?
Do you have to get those like sheath underwear and shove in its own pouch? Like, is it like ball skin?
Is it kind of like going to the red carpet event and they roll it out for you? Like, is it like an event? Trumpets go off, doves come out.
Can you imagine that though?
That would be kind of cool.
Just have like, sir.
Sire,
the pussy is open. You got a golden ticket? Well, then it's like pristine. It's like, well, the red carpet for you, sir.
Right, kind of. Some people wouldn't see it that way, but
You're like, oh my God, I don't care. What? He paid for dinner. No. Oh, what else? Oh, here's a kind of an unsettling thing. It wasn't up until the 80s. Doctors, when they operated on babies, they wouldn't use anesthesia because they didn't think that infants felt pain. Now imagine telling that to someone now who's all like futzy about abortion. It's like, well, they used to operate because they're like, they can't feel it. It's like fish.
They haven't developed the nerve endings yet, really.
Oh my God. That's awful.
No, the screaming, it's like an autonomic thing. It's like hitting the reflex bone, you know what I mean?
They don't know any better.
No, they don't. They don't feel any pain. They say the same thing about, it's like a lobster. You toss him right in the pot. He'll be fine.
Cleft palate? No problem.
No problem.
Fix that right up.
Fix him right up. He'll be fine.
God. I don't remember a thing. You'll have flashbacks. Like, no.
Back then, too, that was even before they had a lot of, like, they knew about as much about germs and, you know what I mean?
Right.
Or was it? We don't know. How long ago was this? I mean, it was in the sway back, but the sway back, or just the sway back?
No, it was sometime in the 80s.
In the 1980s?
Yes, 1980s.
Come on, that is not true. No
1980s.
Way. It's got to be 1880s.
No, 1980s. Look it up.
I'm really. What am I going to look up? Like, what were we talking about again?
When did doctors stop operating on babies without anesthesia?
Okay.
Because they didn't feel pain. That's what it says. I'm just saying.
Okay.
No, whatever. Oh, there was this there was this article. I think it was in now. This isn't about politics, but it's on a website called Lipstick and Politics.
Okay.
It says 7 common assumptions about sluts.
Okay.
No, it's just like, what do you mean misconceptions? You know? It says like all sluts are dirty and they're more likely to have an STD.
Okay, well, if they have more sex with random people, you know. I mean, am I going, you know, am I out of pocket here? And the more people you sleep with, you're having another opportunity to catch something.
No, okay.
I mean, unless you're, maybe if you're being safe all the time and not being shit-faced and whatever, hey, you can do it.
Right.
But, you know, how many sexually transmitted diseases can you get when you're sitting at home playing video games?
That's a good point.
None.
That's right.
So the only way you can get it is by fucking people.
All right, so
okay,
sluts
that's
are
kind
dirty.
of a slut fact. Well,
Slut fact.
It's not like, you know, it's not a bad dirty. It's just, you know.
Dirty.
They could be. You don't know.
Potentially.
Yeah. Probably. Literally, you take a hose, like a flashlight, and just kind of rinse her out a little.
Just need to throw it in the washer.
Use protection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sluts sleep with everyone.
Okay.
Well.
Not everyone, no. That's totally not true.
Well, not you.
Right. You.
Everybody else, yes, but not you.
No. So obviously.
There's a problem.
Yeah, you could have caught that right before you even wrote this.
And it also says no woman should be treated as everyone's personal ATM for sexual gratification.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, unless that's your agreement with said provider of the ATM, and it's like an ATM to you. Every time he uses the ATM, you're using the ATM, literally.
Got that? You follow that?
Maybe that's your agreement.
Yeah, maybe
that's okay with me.
Maybe you dig that, and there's nothing wrong with that. Sluts have no morals. That's not true.
Yeah,
just because we like sex and we like to fuck a lot and screw around doesn't mean that we have no morals.
Yeah, just not the same morals that you have.
Right.
Different morals.
Right.
Alternate.
Sluts are disappointments to their families. That's not true either.
Yeah. Well, like, let's say you're the child of a porn star. Obviously, mom does not care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
apples and trees and stuff.
Even some parents are their kids, their daughter's a porn star, and they're supportive.
Right, but you know, there's a whole lot more of them that get disowned and never want to go around their children again. You know.
No, that's true.
That happens.
And then they get themselves a little drug habit. You know.
Yeah.
Start doing more and more porn and end up.
Yeah. Then before you know it, you're committing suicide live on TikTok.
Oh my God. Good night, folks. No, sorry. Sluts are addicted to sex. You can say everybody's addicted to sex. I mean, do you like to come?
Right?
Yes.
Most people
you're
are.
addicted to sex. Do you like porn? Yeah. Well, then you've got a porn addiction.
Well, and
no.
really, what is it that makes somebody a slut to somebody? Like, that's all like perspective too.
Right.
I mean, there's a definite different definition depending on who you're talking to.
No, you're absolutely right.
There's lots of places where they say, okay, more than just your husband and you're a slut. Okay, well, now you've gone off the fucking rails.
It's like, well, then, holy shit, what the fuck would you call me?
You are surrounded by sluts, sir, including your wife. I know. I talked to her the other day.
You're surrounded by sluts, sir. They're everywhere. Instead of Charlie, there's Charlottes. We got Charlotte to the right, Charlotte's to your left. I don't know why Charlotte just came to mind. I guess because it started with a C.
So apparently, just so you know, I've been reading, at least according to Newsweek, there is some validity to this whole thing here. Some doctors, some terminology. There's lots of little flashing things trying to sell me drugs. But it looks very official. It's got like an Indian dude doctor, so I'm sure it's 100%.
Well, if he's Indian, yes.
Well, it was Indian looking name. I don't really know. Could be Pakistani. I'm
there
not
was
really
no
sure.
Picture?
I don't see.
Because you can tell from
I don't
looking.
see picture color on the flashies. Like you're assuming I was looking at all of the things. No, I stuck to the text.
What ads?
Right. I subliminally blocked them out.
I just had a mild seizure for a second.
Right. Well, is that what you call it?
Well, the blinky just
You're always telling me about the ads that you see on Instagram. When I scroll through Instagram, I see nothing but that. Like,
I know.
Literally, and you know me, when we watch things that had commercials, which we don't really get a lot of commercialing anymore.
No.
But when we did, like, you would ask me, you would respond to something the commercial said and then ask it to me. And I would be like, what are you talking about? You're like, the fucking television, the commercial. And literally, I'd be like, what do you mean? What commercial? You were always shocked. Like, what are you doing when you're sitting here staring at it?
Just, you're staring right at it, and it looks like, and you're silent, and it looks like you're paying attention to it. And then I'll ask you a question about something that just fucking happened. You're like, huh?
Right.
Like, what mean, huh? Like,
what?
You just watch it. Like,
oh, yeah, show's on. What do you mean?
I don't know what you're talking about.
What ad?
I'm like, okay.
It's a weird thing that happens with me. Like, my brain just goes click. All right, I'm shutting down.
No, I'll sit there and I'll ask, like, we'll be in the middle of a conversation, and then it'll be like a 2-second pause, and then I'll ask him a question. I get absolutely zero response. There's not even an eye twitch, just nothing. And then I'm like, sitting there staring at him. He's not even looking at me. And then I'm like, baby, nothing. And I'm like, baby. And he's like, what? I'm like, holy shit.
No, whatever happens, it's something inside of me says I must tune out immediately. Somebody is trying to do something. Right, that's what happens. And then it turns into blurry little flashy colors, and I become an infant, and I go, ooh, pretty oranges and blues.
And then it's usually when I see that in your eyes, I'm like, fuck, I'll just do it myself. If he doesn't like it, well, I asked, so it's not my fault.
Well, no, it's still your fault. Don't get that twisted.
Do you have your juice?
Really?
Do you have your juice?
What? Still your fault.
Your coffee.
If you had the testicles and the dick, you would understand what it's like. You know, maybe
do in a box.
Maybe someday, you put out your dick and you think it's awesome, and you tell people you think it's awesome, and then they you hear back from them, and they think it looks like a gooey duck. A disgusting, mangled gooey duck. I have a gooey duck dick. And it's not a nice gooey duck dick. It is just like a mangled, messed up gooey duck looking cock of a dick. That's what I got, apparently, according to one lady.
According to one lady.
And apparently she has a community.
She yelped my dick.
There's a Reddit thread on it now.
It's okay.
Gooey duck dick.
Gooey duck dick.
Gooey duck dick.
It's the new party game.
Right.
Be gooey. Instead of duck, duck, goose, it's gooey duck dick. Okay, we're gonna go.
You would maybe you would have understood that was not going to be very good. Like ahead of time, dick and balls.
It's the wig.
What do you mean? You don't have your blonde wig on?
Yeah, I'm ditzy with my bubble gum. That's right.
Blue tips don't. It doesn't. I don't know what it seems like to me, but it doesn't seem aggressive. And for whatever reason, the two-tone silver gray with some blue tips doesn't do it for me. Like, it doesn't scare me like the way the blonde short wig does. I don't know why.
So, do you like it or not? Because it doesn't do it for you, but it doesn't scare you.
No, what I mean, it doesn't do it for me, meaning terrify me. No, the blonde wigs.
I do enough of that already.
For whatever reason, seeing a white lady with a blonde, just, I don't know. I get like, I'm going the other way. Whatever it is, I didn't do it. I don't want to, I'm fine. It's okay. I'm sure you're awesome, but can we not interact, please? Can we, please. I don't want to get yelled at, lady.
I don't yell at you anyway.
You don't, no.
I don't.
No. People don't yell at me so much. I don't get yelled at that much.
No.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm around people in their houses and stuff. There's a potential. A couple times a year, somebody will get mad about something. Usually not me, but just mad about something, and you just kind of go, "Yeah, okay, what can I do? Well, what do you need?" I need to murder somebody. Come here. No, I'm not doing that. I'm leaving. Take off your clothes. You're plumbing naked. No. No, we talked about that. I won't do that for any amount of money. That is just not safe. I like my junk. I mean, I know what happens to my fingers and my toes and my hand. Like, if it is not covered, even if it is covered, things get mangled. I have a pinky. I can't feel anything in my fucking pinky. Nothing. Try to type without a lot of people type without a pinky. I need a pinky to type, but I'm used to hitting the P with my name. I'm like, what? It's tough. P?
I even get close to putting your pinky in my mouth, and you like absolutely, you're like getting ready, like, oh girl.
It feels weird. I don't know what to tell you. It's one of those sensations I don't like, and I don't like to be reminded of it. Like, when I'm reminded of it, it reminds me that it's broken, and I want to cut the finger off. Like, I almost want it gone, because like having it, that's what it makes me think about when you put it in your mouth. You make me want to cut my finger off. It's just a bizarre feeling. I don't know how to describe it.
Well, now,
it's a weird pins and needly kind of a thing.
I guess that there's certain things I just shouldn't put in my mouth on you because you want to cut them off.
100%. 100%.
So just remember out there, people, if I get something of yours in my mouth, you're going to want to cut it off.
Yeah. Yeah. You were waiting for me to disagree? What do you mean? No, yeah, 100%. You're going to regret it, and you're going to want to lose it after that. It's a weird thing. Maybe you were cursed or something in a previous life. Once my mouth is on it, it must be gone. Like the kiss of death, but different.
It'll start to fucking rot. It'll start to rot and feel weird, and then all of a sudden just die on its own and
something out of a superhero movie or something, comic book,
sure.
anime.
I'll just hork up some like black goo that attaches to your skin.
Right. And then your dick will look like a gooey duck afterwards. That's like its end game.
Like it looked like a fucking, like a flesh colored cigar that someone stamped out like not too long after they lit it.
Okay.
It was like brown and burnt at the tip.
Okay.
And it was just all like wrinkled and
some people
crushed.
Have discolored weenus.
No, this was, I know that there's a lot of two-tone dicks out there.
Well, now their elbows get like patchy. I was using the word correctly. Like,
yes,
they get dark from your work. And
well, I wasn't going to correct you because I don't do that.
Well, I didn't need, I was literally referring to
the weenus.
Right. And this is the vagina.
Is that the vagina?
That's the vagina. The elbow ditch, the inside is the vagina.
No, I figured that's what it was. I didn't have to see to know what you're talking about.
Okay. Well, I think if you watch last week's video, you will understand what I'm talking about. I put up a graphic. There's a graphic with the weenus and the vagina.
See, you get education on the show.
Yeah, you do.
You do.
About made up things that somebody made up.
A weenus is not a made up thing.
Okay.
A vagina
it's spelled about 10 different ways, according to my research. My sources have it. I'm really starting to doubt the validity. I did not see one Indian doctor name in any of the articles that mentioned weenus. So there's that. There's like 1 billion people that live there, and yet none of them, zero. A lot of people.
All right. I'm up to my quota in weenus talk tonight, so we're gonna go. And I hope everybody has a great rest of their week, day, month, shift, errands, whatever it is that you guys are doing out there. Do you have anything for me, SC?
Leave a comment, right? Do something. I don't know.
Yeah, like and subscribe on YouTube.
You know how things work.
Yeah.
You get it.
You know what to do.
Write a little review somewhere, because there's lots of places. I don't know.
All right, well, check out me and friends naked and 𝓚𝓸𝓻𝓵𝓭 come to Tampa Bay Screams April 14th and 15th, 2023. Kiss my pimp rights. Love you. Bye. Woo. Bye.
I like tacos and burritos.